Hello everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at an early Dirt Devil upright. This is a model 7200. This model was manufactured in late 1991 and I'm guessing it was purchased in 1992. I don't know a ton about these original Dirt Devil uprights, but I believe this is the third model Dirt Devil upright sold, as there were also models 7100 and 7170. When I was fixing vacuums back in the day, a lot of these were retired when plastic parts on them broke, the belt or brush roll had issues, or the cleaner clogged. I feel lucky to have found this one in excellent shape. It runs great, and I've given the machine a complete tune-up. Today we're going to perform all kinds of cleaning demos and test a few things on the vacuum. So here's a look at the back of the vacuum, and the hose goes up and over the handle. All the dirt goes through the hose before it reaches the bag, so you don't want to pick up anything too big that can get blocked in here on the way to the bag. And then normally it would store all your tools on board. Unfortunately, there would be an extra clip right here that would hold the upholstery tools, so I have a choice. I can put either of these right here, but I put the dusting brush on it. That just presses on, so I'm missing one of those, unfortunately. And then the other thing is that even though this wand is from another Dirt Devil cleaner upright of the same era, it was just a little bit different, and this wand is just a little bit too long to fit the storage on the side there. So I have all the tools, but unfortunately I can't have them all on board. But whatever, it's not the end of the world. Here's how all the tools would store on the vacuum. Along with the attachments, the cleaner holds a spare belt and a couple extra bags on board as well. For an early upright that featured onboard tools, I think the setup's actually pretty nice. Now I'll show you how to change the belt. The bottom plate is held on with two clips, and today I didn't need a flathead screwdriver to undo either of them. From there, I looped the new belt around the metal motor pulley, then the brush roll, and then pulled the brush roll into place, lining up the hexagon-shaped ends with the plastic base. Once seated in place, I rotate the brush roll a couple times to make sure it's lined up correctly. This vacuum has a strange dedicated edge cleaning feature. When you flip the switch on the top of the base, underneath it diverts all the suction to one edge of the vacuum. There are 3 tabs on the front of the bottom plate, and those 3 tabs tuck into 3 small holes on the base of the vacuum. I made sure those were lined up correctly, then locked the bottom plate into place. Then finally, I roll the brush roll a couple more times to make sure everything is lined up correctly. Dirt Devil made changing the belt really easy on this model. To change the bag door pries up and off the cleaner. The large bag sits in a somewhat fragile plastic tray that is held in place with a small plastic clip. When you press the clip, the tray drops down and you can slide the bag out of the tray. These large Dirt Devil Type C bags hold a lot of dirt before they need to be changed. I plan to only use the better filtering micro-fresh bags with this machine, as the original bags were a single layer of paper which both leaked fine dust and clogged and lost suction quickly. One thing that was smart of them, because the paper bags were kind of thin, this is a pretty good pre-motor filter. It's nice and thick, and it's washable. Or you can just clean this as needed, but this helps keep the inside of the vacuum, or the motor area, nice and clean, even though the outside of this one I got, it was all dusty. So that just slides back in. Back in. Alright, I just slide this in until it's seated all the way, and then it locks into place and that holds it in. So that's not too bad. And then this door, there's a tab here, it lines up at the bottom, and it just locks into place. Here's the info sticker. This is a model 7200 and it's 7 amps. This model was made in Cleveland, Ohio, which is pretty cool. With the cord wrapped up and all the tools on board as best I could, this Dirt Devil weighs just under 16 pounds. The handle weight is about 2.5 pounds, and the cleaner is lightweight to push around. You also have a 4-position height adjustment, and you just normally you just adjust this with your foot, all the way up to high, medium, low. And for my carpeting, I have kind of just standard cheap plush carpeting, and I leave it on auto for that, and I'll leave it on auto probably all the time for my needs. One nice feature is that this Dirt Devil can lay completely flat to the floor, and it's pretty low profile. The maximum height when laid flat is only about 7 inches. The base of the cleaner is over 15 inches wide, and the cleaning path is about 15 inches. I like this because you can cover a lot of flooring quickly. Let's take a look at how noisy it is. Go ahead and turn this on. Not too bad, and really not too bad for a Dirt Devil. They got a lot louder after this, so this early 7 amp model is much quieter than the 12 amp models they were selling later on, or the early bagless Dirt Devils and the later bagged ones. And Dirt Devils have always been kind of noisy in general. There's not too many quiet ones. All right, now I'm going to measure the suction, and I've got this water lift gauge here, and let's see how it does at the end of the hose. Looking at that looked to be about around 40 inches of water lift, which isn't amazing for a full-size cleaner upright, but it's acceptable. And the airflow isn't amazing either. This doesn't really grab or grip the carpeting that particularly well. But, it is what it is. This is an early Dirt Devil Clean Air upright. On this red rug here, I've ground in fake pet hair. I've thrown down a bunch of glitter, shredded paper, and oats. And we're going to see how this cleans. And I've already developed a theory on this because after replacing the belt, I ran this through my home. And to be honest, I wasn't as impressed with how I was hoping I was going to be. What I'm finding is that the front wheels hold the nozzle pretty high up off the carpeting, even on the lowest setting. So the agitation, the brush roll just barely buzzes the carpet. Initially, I haven't been that blown away, but I'm really curious to see how it'll handle all this dirt and if it's going to vibrate this around. But I'll be honest, I'm not expecting an incredible result. So let's see here. I've got this set to the lowest setting, and I've got it on the full clean mode. That first pass forward and back, to be honest, that did better than I was expecting. I can still see quite a bit of glitter got left behind, but overall, it certainly picked up most of it in the first pass. So, let's continue. Well, on my boring tan carpeting, I've put down a mixture of fake pet hair that I've ground in, glitter, shredded paper, rice, pink gravel-like substance, and expired oats. This is kind of a huge mess. Because this doesn't have insane airflow, I don't know how it's going to do with the rice. It might take several passes to get everything, but we'll also see how this grooms on average, kind of cheapish plush carpeting. One pass forward and back, actually it's doing a little bit better than I was expecting. So I didn't think it sat low enough on the carpet. I kind of like how Panasonic sit right on the carpet, so you get really excellent grooming from them. And this vacuum could do something similar, but it sits slightly up higher than that because of the front wheels. this is continuing to do a better job than I thought it would, so that's great. Now I'll show how you can use the various cleaning tools. Although the hose is short, the attachments work quite well. Unlike a lot of uprights with stretch hoses, the vacuum doesn't fight you at all when you're using the tools. All right, one final test. I'm going to try out the edger feature. What you can do is you can divert the entire suction from the base just to the one side for edge cleaning. And I've only seen that on these early Dirt Devil uprights, and I don't believe I've seen it since. And I kind of have an idea why they don't do it anymore. To change this over, you just slide that, and what that does is that diverts all the suction to the right side of the cleaner if you're standing behind it. So let's see how this works. So that was kind of an extreme test with a lot of large particles, and actually it did do fairly well for what it is. I do think the feature is kind of gimmicky. I wouldn't see everyday users probably using that feature too much. So there you have it. After a bunch of cleaning demos, I'm actually more impressed with how this Dirt Devil works than I thought I would be. The onboard tools are easy to use and work well, and the cleaner did a better overall job on carpeting than I was expecting. Even the gimmicky dedicated edge cleaner did a pretty good job. At about 29 years old, and given the general build quality of these early Dirt Devil uprights, I'm glad to have an example that's in great condition. For me, using this vacuum is pretty nostalgic as I remember these machines growing up. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and as always, thank you for watching, and have a great day.